Go to young Daniel first. Massive result for Tottenham today. Talk to me, Daniel.
Before I go into the game, Terry, what was that photo?
What's that,
Terry, man, bleach my eyes. Bleach my eyes. Oh my days. But today, I mean, Emerson Royale. Oh my God, what a performance. I think it has to be the competition. I think signing Pedro Porro has added an extra level of motivation to his game. I agree with you, Terry, on that. But throughout the game, I mean, this is how you beat Manchester City. This is how you beat Manchester City. You go at them, you be defensive. And a lot of people saying that our football's boring. A lot of people saying that the way that we play football is boring. And it's anti-football. And I've been telling people for ages now, there's no such thing as anti-football. There is no such thing as anti-football. You play defensive, you play attacking. If you win the game, it does not matter. Manchester City, you can hold the possession. You can hold the possession. At the end of the day, if you don't do anything with that possession, what does it matter? What does it matter? And we created chances. If we were more clinical today, it could have been 3-0. It could have been 3-0. But on that right-hand side, Emerson Royale with a defensive masterclass. I called him the Brazilian fast pass last time. My God, has he proved me wrong. And my God, has he proved every Tottenham fan wrong. What a performance from him. And the fact that we haven't even had a bad player play today, none of our players played poorly today. Nobody. Perisic was the least best player, but he still wasn't poor. It was a phenomenal display. Absolutely phenomenal display. And City, we striking them again. We are their bogey team. And what a performance. And for all the people telling me to change teams, this is my football club. This is what we do. And I'm going to support this club until I die. And this is the reason why. Tottenham Hotspur. Come on, you Spurs. What a performance, man. What a performance.
It was a massive performance. There's no doubt about it. Before I go to more Spurs fans, and of course, Igal here as a rival, Patrick, how are you feeling, mate? Because you bottled your chance today.
Man, I'm laughing. I'm laughing today. I was also laughing in the back as you were speaking, but I'm also laughing as what's your name? Sorry, I don't want to be rude. So what's your name?
I'm Dan.
Dan, nice to meet you. I'm also laughing. Like, okay, let me say this, right? A team like City, we've gone to Spurs Stadium. I don't know if it's a curse or a mental thing. 0 goals. We've never scored there, never won. I am surprised Spurs fans are getting giddy. You guys own us at your stadium. You own us at your stadium. We belong to you at your stadium. Like, even my friend texted me, is like, I guessed that we're going to give them another go. I was like, are you surprised? So City fans, you will notice some of them are just like, man, not again. There's no hurt. There's no disappointment. But what the disappointment for most City fans is, what the hell is happening at Man City? It's not about the players playing. It's about a fact that we are not playing well passing from the back. We have Laporte, who's one of our best defenders to pass from the back, sitting on the bench. And if you look at the camera, every time the camera goes to the bench, Laporte was staring at Pep, and Pep was pretending not to see him. So I think our issues are not even in our football. Yes, congrats to Spurs. They always dunk on us. They seem to be the team that's tailor-made for City. I give them the props. They play better. Maybe Conte mustn't come back to the touchline. He should retire after this, go to another team. But get well soon, Conte, by the way. But I'm just saying there's something wrong, Terry, at City. I think it has nothing to do with football. I think the big boys are not happy, and Pep is trying to prove a point that even though you're big enough, I'll sit you on the bench. I'll rather lose with players that want to listen to me. That's all I can say about this.
So you're saying that Pep Guardiola is losing that dressing room and it's falling apart?
Not particularly. If you notice that every player that has come out to say they're not happy that they're leaving, it's players that years ago already said they wanted to go. I remember Laporte wanted to go to Barcelona. Then we were charging too much and he never went. Or then we asked him to stay again for a while until a fee comes back. Cancelo, it's no surprise. Cancelo cries wherever he goes. Valencia, he was crying when a bit of competition came. Inter Milan, he was crying. Juve, he cried when that guy from Chelsea came on. So you get about Cancelo. But I'm starting to see that certain players, I think Pep was right, that Ferguson, respect to you. He said, I respect Ferguson. The way he did it was amazing. He also told Rio, you cannot have the same players for years and expect them to be sitting on the bench and accepting being subbed over other people. So it looks like we're going to have to rebuild. We're going to have to get rid of some of the players. Some players are going to have to move on. So I'm not hurt. But you know what I can say, and I'm going to say this, and I haven't said it here yet. as much as people are saying this is Arsenal's league already, I think they're making a mistake. I said it on one of the streams. I think Newcastle, United, and City can still surprise people. I think even Arsenal will get surprises. Like one of my Arsenal friends was adamant when we went to the pub. He's like, there's no way in hell Sean Dyche can do anything to us. By the time the game was done, he said, maybe I needed that humbling. This league will humble you. Let's not forget Newcastle were 15 points clear and still didn't win the league. So we'll see anyway. We'll see.
I hear you. Is this City with problems why they're not performing, or Igao, are they struggling to cope with the pressure that Arsenal are putting on them?
Pep Guardiola in big games always does this. He finds ways to galaxy brain things and mess things up. He just did it again today versus Tottenham. Let's be honest, his record versus Tottenham over the last couple of years since the Champions League, I don't think they've scored a goal. So looking back at it, I was shocked about that stat. And I'm just going to tell you guys this. Today, from the way you guys set up to the moment that you guys started playing, it didn't look like City ever got into gear. You knew it was in your day the moment Riyad Mahrez hit the bar. Like 9 out of 10 times that goes in, but it was just a little bit an inch off, and it went in. And you know what, Harry Kane, he got his goal today, showing that he's a gooner through and through. As you guys keep talking about Tottenham this, Tottenham that, don't forget he was wearing Arsenal's red before he ever wore Tottenham's white. And you got Kulusevski and these guys putting masterclasses. Even freaking one of the worst players on Tottenham's team, one of the players that everyone ridicules the whole season. What's his name? Not Christian Romero. He got a red card.
Royal, the fake Brazilian.
Royale.
Yeah.
Emerson Royale was dancing today, bringing out the samba. What was going on? I'm not gonna lie to you. Today they were fighting for Antonio Conte. Antonio Conte wasn't there. It must have been an emotional game for them. I honestly feel like it was bigger than City. I feel like it was bigger than this whole title race. As a rival fan, I was saying Tottenham aren't going to do us any favors. But going into this game, I didn't realize how bad Pep Guardiola's record is at Manchester City. Pep Guardiola, when he has something that plays in his mind, you see what happened to him after he conceded that goal. And Manchester City are not right. I genuinely do believe something is going on. That dressing room, they had to get rid of Cancelo. They're continuously hearing rumors about players wanting to leave. And Erling Haaland is looking nothing like what he was the other game against Wolves. He came up against Tottenham today. They couldn't really get him going. They couldn't get him doing this thing. Is he a fat track bully? Is he somebody who scores 3 and 6 goals against teams that are not playing well, but when you're organized, resolute, teams find ways to stop him? Maybe that's the blueprint. What Tottenham are doing might be the blueprint to beat City consistently for the bottom teams.
Let me stop you for a minute. If Tottenham have slapped us at their stadium many times, how come people still fail to beat us then?
Tottenham might not have given people the blueprint, but what they have done is they've shown people are lower down the table. You don't need to play football against City. You don't need to have a bunch of shots against them. You literally just have to stop them from getting goals, and they're going to concede. They're going to concede chances. And if you capitalize, you win.
That doesn't make sense.
Dyche shown the same thing. Hasn't Sean Dyche shown the same exact thing?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Guess what? Today's not about Arsenal. I'm not going to make it about Arsenal. I'm just here to talk about City. Tottenham, thank you. North London forever. You helped us out, but that's it.
I hear you on that. Listen, I think you pulled on the Haaland thing. We'll come to in a bit because I think you're half right. I mean, he scored against the big teams at the Etihad. So I don't think he's a flat track bully. Away from home, though, City seem to be struggling in those games, and they can't get the ball to Haaland. It was what I think more the issue is, but we'll get onto him later. Orchie, from your point of view, was this about? How did you see the game today? Was this about Spurs putting in your best performance of the season, as per 87% of the nearly 6,000 people that have voted so far watching this? Or do you think Pep Guardiola got it wrong and you took advantage, or a bit of both? Like, how do you see, why were Spurs so superior to City today, in your opinion?
I think it was a bit of both, Terry. I think, like you mentioned, I think he left out Kevin De Bruyne. I think he had, Pep, I think, kind of slightly disrespected Tottenham in a way. And the team that he put out was a little bit strange. Even the formation was a little bit strange. He kind of changed things up a little bit. But at the same time, I think, like you guys were saying, with Conte not being there and his operation and stuff. I think the players were really fired up to really put in a performance, to really sort of, give him a boost or whatever. But also, it was one of those games where, I think the players wanted to make a point. This is, they don't care about, doing Arsenal favors, etc. This is about, pride, at our own stadium, Man City. I mean, we kind of had we also had Arsenal. We had such a record against Arsenal, which was recently obviously blown away. So where we didn't play too well, we didn't really show ourselves. And I think this was every time a big team comes to the new stadium, it's an opportunity for us to really put in a shift and actually, get the crowd going and everything else. So I think it was a bit of everything, a bit of all of that really. And I think obviously the 2 new players that we signed, they didn't even come on today, which I was really surprised. I must say, when I saw the team sheet, I was so annoyed. I was like, oh, Royale over Poro and all that kind of stuff. I was really worried, actually. But credit to them, even like Emerson Royale, who's a joke of a player, has put in probably, if not the best performance for Tottenham, one of his best performances for us so far. So, really happy that we got the 3 points. Not too worried about the top of the Premier League. Is game at a time. But I have to say, for the last several seasons, I mean, this is what Tottenham seemed to do. I mean, it was exactly the same last year. Even after Conte arrived, we won a couple of games, we lost a couple of games, we dropped points, but as soon as the transfer windows shut and finished, I think we were last season, in the second half of the season, we were one of the top. I think we were like second to City or something. We got our best run of results, and that's what got us into the Champions League places. So I'm hoping that we kind of have the same sort of performance for the second half of the season now. We really kick on from this. Hopefully,
do it?
Sorry, Gal, what was that, Gal?
Are you hoping, or you think you're going to do it?
Hoping. I don't think so.
I think we can.
Hoping.
Hoping.
Sorry, guys. I want to throw this to Jerome, because obviously, Jerome, I think me and you share the same opinion on this, that today was probably your best performance of the season. If you were seeing more performances if I saw more performances like today, I wouldn't be writing. I wouldn't be predicting Spurs to come 5th or 6th, because today was great. Do you think this can be maintained, or do you feel that this may just be a flash in the pan from a Spurs point of view? What do you think, Jerome?
Nah, today I think was just an emotional game. I think the only thing we did today was just played for Conte. We made that game because, and also like everybody said, our stadium is like a boogie place for City. We always have a number there. But I think today was just like mostly a very emotional game for the players. Look at Emerson Royal, how he was playing like a madman. I never seen him play like this. I mean, like just today, he just came out like this amazing player out of nowhere. I mean, like, I want to see this more often, but will I see this again? I highly doubt it, because last season, remember, we beat City, and after that we went and lose against who was it? I think Southampton.
It was Burnley.
Southampton. Yeah,
it was Burnley.
Burnley. Yeah, we lost 1-0 against Burnley. That's when Conte went mad there.
Yeah.
So again. That's what I'm thinking.
And Jerome, I think you're right to call out the need for it. It's one of those things in league football. It's well done for winning this. Celebrate it. But it's like, now we need to see this in the next game. On City, though, I get they always have a bad record. There was a super chat that came in that kind of just put this into my head. It said, let's be honest, Nuno, Mourinho, and Conte have all beaten City at home. Pep just has bad luck against them. What I would say about and Poch, yeah. What I would say, though, about this season is Arsenal went to White Hart Lane a few weeks ago and broke nearly a decade-long record of not winning there. And that isn't to try and rub salt into any Spurs fans' wounds. I'm talking about the title race here. This was the moment where City had to capitalize on an unexpected defeat for Arsenal. When Arsenal go up against City in a few weeks, when they play members of the top 6, they go away to a Brighton. I know they've already played them. I'm just throwing out some names of teams. Away to a Fulham. Teams that are doing really well and playing well. I wouldn't call it an unexpected opportunity of dropping points, if that makes sense, because it's not. They're also playing top teams. When they play against an Everton, everybody was predicting, even with the new manager bounce, Arsenal will probably have enough. Arsenal had a bad day in the office, and there was an opportunity here for City. And instead of playing his strongest 11, instead of going out there and just trying to run Tottenham over, a team that have been in awful form recently, no manager on the sidelines, Gal said it. Pep galaxy brained it. The players didn't have the bottle. They didn't obviously utilize Haaland in the right way, which we'll move on to as the next talking point. And they let an opportunity go here. What a time to break that duck. What a time to undo that wrong of losing. Sorry, Patrick, there's just some background noise on wherever you
Oh, sorry.
are. I'm going to mute it for a second. What a time to break that duck. What a time to respond to having a bad record there. And, for instance, Man United, I don't remember the last time we won away at Liverpool in the league, but we play them in 4 or 5 games' time. If, for instance, and I'm just painting this as an example where this is where I'm unbiased. Let's just say we win our next 4 matches. We beat Leeds back-to-back, beat Leicester, beat Brentford. And let's just say Arsenal draw with Brentford, draw with City, and United have an opportunity to go to Anfield and go top of the league. And I'm just throwing this out there. And we barely win there. I, as a United fan, would not be happy if we lose. And everyone says, yeah, but you don't have a good record there. Because for me, Liverpool right now are not at their best. So you have to capitalize on these things. Equally, Spurs ain't at their best and Arsenal capitalized on it. If Spurs were at their absolute peak best of form, I don't know if Arsenal could have gone there and done it because, there's a different factor in there. And this is where I think City messed up today. As much as I praise Tottenham, and I'm taking nothing away from you, City could have done a lot better. They should have done a lot better. And I think starting KDB on that bench is a sign of big, big problems at that club. 7 years in, just like Jurgen Klopp, could there be big issues on the horizon? Viewers, I want your thoughts and I want